This is my recording for IAT 334. So we want to focus it on caregivers for patients with dementia, primarily Alzheimer's disease. We will focus on the problems and limitations that the caregivers are faced with while engaging in their jobs. This will mostly consist around people who have trouble keeping track of everything because there are so many things that they need to keep track of during their job. So many different things that come up, like medicines, different needs for that patient, and so on and so forth. We looked at these potential areas for design intervention, being overworked and dealing with a lot of stress. So we were hoping that some of our work with this project can help alleviate that part of their job, because they can turn to this for their workloads and all that. As you can see, we mentioned some research concluding that caregivers are stressed during the Mayo Clinic. Johnson & Johnson had a study about it as well. They need some sort of scheduling portion of their lives. The reason that our solution is effective is because we use something called goal-based tracking. It allows the caregivers to keep track of everything in a much simpler method than just calendar-based tracking. It keeps all the events together, and we can add events to it, and it doesn't appear in other events, so that allows people to keep things separate and keep their brain focused on their job at hand.
Here we have the interface for the application. It's built up of a lot of different parts. Here you can see the different goals that the caregivers can create in order to keep track of what they need to do. By clicking on any of the goals, you can go to a detailed page that will tell you more information about the selected goal. We believe that this design is really useful for caregivers to be able to see what they need to do in an easy and accessible place. The caregivers can add new entries to each one of the goals to keep track of everything that's going on and how it's progressing. This app also allows the caregivers to keep track of other goals, like for example the ones that have passed already in the History tab, or some that might be overdue in the Overdue tab. This app also has other sections that we believe will also make the caregiver's life easier. Examples of these are the Profile tab, where the caregiver can place all of the information of the patient that they are taking care of. There's also the Photo gallery that can allow the caregivers to take pictures as reminder. Lastly, there's the More tab that is a place where the caregivers can edit the app and change different things to suit their preference.